شما می شود. تشکر.
آریانا افغانستان یگانه شبکه تلویزیونی ملی افغانها در خارج از کشور.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show Business Advisors 101. Today is June 9, 2014.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight's show, we start with stock market, as usual, and then we'll go into Wall Street. And we have two very interesting guests tonight. We have Mr. Laurence Superville, and we have Mr. Abdullah Nevin. Mr. Laurence will tell us about Five Links business, and Mr. Abdullah will talk about how millions of dollars coming into Afghanistan in coming days.
Oh, that's good to know. I thought you said Laurence Superman, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought, wait, so we have Superman here today? Okay.
Hey, he is a Superman.
Right, yeah, he is actually.
It goes with the business.
So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about what's happening with the stock market. As we know, as you see in the market actually almost reached the 17,000 mark. Which was a new all-time high, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and then the S&P 500 also reached about 1953, which was also a new all-time high for the market. So at the pace that the market is going, I guess some people are saying we wouldn't be surprised to see 20,000 for Dow Jones in the coming months, and then maybe S&P over 2,000. So
something to look forward to.
Yes. So it might, when we say months, it could be years. It could be a year or 2 years also. You never know. But it looks like it's going towards that phase of it.
And then, so what do I see here? Wall Street is finally worried about common people like you and I?
I don't know about that, but I guess what what Wall Street is recognizing is that the fact that for the long time, we've talked about it on the show that the wages for the common folks hasn't gone up. And that's a big concern for the United States, and so Wall Street always thinks about companies' profits, so when wages go up, the business cost goes up. So usually that's not good for companies in essence, and because it affects their profit margin. So when your profit margin gets squeezed, then usually it affects your stock, right? So but now Wall Street is thinking, you know what? Wages need to go up because they understand that at the end of the day, if the majority of Americans don't participate in terms of investing or they don't spend money, their discretionary income, it's because of the wages. So if the wages don't go up and you still have inflation, and even though inflation is supposedly it's in check, but apparently it just depends on who you're asking. Like if you look at the cost of milk in the last 3-4 years, it has gone up. Cost of sugar has gone up. Things that do affect people has gone up.
I don't buy much sugar, but milk, yes.
Yes, and so as you can see, but what they're saying is that I think it's the time for companies to start increasing wages, because they're saying that this way, if everybody in the no, it's just like for the whole common people. If they're making money, if they're making a little bit more money, it's good for the whole economy. So it's good for the whole market as well, because people can spend more and stuff like that.
Hopefully we see these changes coming.
But that's what they're saying. But who knows whether these companies are going to actually come in and start spending more and not only hiring but also giving people more money for what they're doing.
Okay. So we have something about constructions of new homes?
Yeah, actually, one of the things that's worrying, it's part of this whole thing, is that the construction of new homes have really slowed down tremendously. So the housing market has cooled off after when the rates went down.
Is that because of the rates? Or?
No, because it's mainly because I think the initial wave of people that bought homes or invested in real estate from investors, that wave kind of ended. It's still like in certain pockets, like in San Francisco and some areas, that's always happening. There's a shortage of inventory. But overall, if you're looking at it, the construction of new homes has slowed down tremendously because one of the thing is because this country needs real job growth, and we need to have like a healthy recovery, and it's still not happening. And then you have to understand, every year we get thousands of new people that enter the labor market. So these are just brand new people that they just turned 16 or 17 years old, and they're just looking for jobs. So on top of that, you have a backlog of people that are still trying to either whether they're trying to find jobs or they're underemployed or they're working part-time or they're working contract work. So that's where the complication arises. Yeah.
All right. One of the most topic that really interested and caught my attention was here that the sales of luxury and expensive cars around the world.
Yes.
And I honestly thought it was Lexus, just because I'm a Lexus girl.
Yeah, sorry. According to the recent sales report that came, the German trio, which is Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Audi, actually they own 70% of the market around the world. But the Japanese trio, which is basically Lexus, Acura, and Infiniti, they have about 10% of the market share around the world. And then right behind them is actually Jaguar, which is a British car, but now it's owned by an Indian firm, and they sold like about 500,000 units last year, just behind Lexus. So in 2014, it's projected that BMW will sell about 1.8 million cars around the world, and Audi will sell about 1.6, and Mercedes-Benz will be about 1.7, give or take, million. And then by 2020, it's projected that BMW will sell over 2 million with Audi, and Mercedes-Benz about 2 million too.
I'm disappointed. I don't see Lexus on the list.
Yeah, well, Lexus still, they still sell cars, but it's just like, I guess the Germans are ahead of that market, and that's why they're, they still have a long way to go, in terms of catching the Germans.
That was good information to know. But I know on the next part we have Mr. Abdullah Nevin, which is going to talk to us about how millions of dollars will come into Afghanistan soon. But we have a segment about how things are going right now.
Sure.
In Afghanistan.
Well, we talked about the Afghanistan economy last week, but one of the key things that we need to know is that Afghanistan has about 7 billion in reserves, which is like the savings of a country. It is estimated that actually the real economy of Afghanistan, the real GDP or the real output, is about 4 billion a year. But the rest of the money comes from, as we talked about, foreign investments and foreign donations, and then unfortunately 20% of the output also comes from the opium trade. So that's a big, huge market for in terms of what is happening in Afghanistan. Not in good ways, but that's the reality of it.
That's what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. So at this point, I want to ask you, Barmal, what is the most expensive lunch you have ever had?
Well, that I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe at the most I might have spent, maybe it will be $100 or $120. Maybe that's the general, for most of us, Maybe.
So how much do you think a cost of lunch with Warren Buffett would be?
Well, according to this thing, I just found out that actually a gentleman from Singapore, he's an investor. He's going to do lunch with Warren Buffett for, are you ready? For $2 million, over $2 million.
Wow, that got to be some lunch.
Yes, it's a lunch. So basically, he's going to spend time sitting with Warren Buffett, but the proceeds, the good thing is the proceed is going to go to a charity.
Oh, I see.
And this has been going on for since 2000. So it's an auction. So people go and bed. So this guy from Singapore, I guess he had money. He said, hey, he wants to meet Warren Buffett. So he said, hey, I'm going to pay over $2 million to sit down with Warren Buffett. So, hey, but you wouldn't be doing that, right?
No.
Okay.
That's a very expensive lunch for me. I could feed the whole country with that.
That's a good point.
Okay, so the next part is interesting to a lot of us. That kind of includes myself. What is the reason why people aren't buying jeans anymore? And I'm one of those people.
Okay, well, the reason is because I guess when it comes to the teens and the women sector, the jeans are not as popular as they used to be, and they're actually, consumers are more inclined to buying soft and stretchy jeans, especially among men as well. And then also, as of lately, it's the yoga pants that are becoming the hottest trend.
Most popular.
So that's why the CEO of Levi actually, Gene said that they see a trend where people are going away from denim jeans, the traditional jeans, and into more of these kind of like a hybrid jeans, kind of like stretchy jeans and soft, and or the yoga pants and stuff like that. So that's why I guess that hopefully answers the concern.
Well, my reason is because I deal with a lot of businessmen and women in the industry that I deal with, and that's the reason that we're always in suits. And that's why I don't see a lot of jeans.
Well, that's it. So Olive, we finished our segments, so our updates and everything, and we're going to go on into our second segment. And in our second segment, we said we're going to have a gentleman by the name of Mr. Laurence Superville, not Superman, Superville. And he's actually an entrepreneur. He's a business owner, and he's going to come and talk to us about how to run different businesses. Five Links, which is the name of the company. So after this break, we're going to have him, and he's going to talk to us for a few minutes. Thank you very much. Fletcher Jones Motor Cars, authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer of Fremont. Fletcher Jones Motor Cars of Fremont is proud to serve Fremont with quality Mercedes-Benz vehicles. With many models, we have something for every taste and need. For 2 years in a row, rated as the #1 Mercedes-Benz dealer. Contact Rahman Wahab at 510-279-7014.
Jadoo TV just got better. Introducing Jadoo Tab. Endless entertainment to go.
5 Links has always been on the cutting edge when it comes to meeting customer demands and maximizing the opportunity for representatives. The products and services families, home, business, personal, and entertainment have led to the growth of 5 Links into a more than $100 million company. Its inclusion in the Inc. 5000 list 8 times. And it's being named one of the 100 largest direct sales companies in the world by Direct Selling News. The recent addition of its 5th family, Wellness, enables 5 Links to expand globally by entering into the $100 billion coffee market with its new product, Montevita. Coffee is the 2nd largest commodity in the world and the 2nd most consumed beverage after water. Not only does Montevita taste great, it also contains ingredients which promote healthy weight and higher energy levels. Montevita isn't just another cup of coffee. It's a brewed beverage infused with ingredients proven to have positive nutritious effects, like MCT oil, which has been integrated successfully into weight loss programs, and Raymond seeds that contain essential nutrients, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants. It's this powerful combination of standout products and indispensable services which makes 5 Links a truly exciting place to be. Join the thousands who have already taken hold of this extraordinary opportunity with a company that's on its way to $1 billion. And learn how you can live the better life and make your day amazing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the show Business Advisors. Now we're in the second segment of our show. In this segment, actually, we're going to have Mr. Laurence Superville. He's going to come and talk to us. He's an entrepreneur, a business owner, and he manages about 5 businesses. So, Laurence, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Bimal. Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure being here with you guys today and being able to share with the community what we're doing and our plans for 2014 and beyond with 5 Links. So.
Well, that's great, Laurence. Good to hear that you made it to the show. Let's start with basically, first of all, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, about your position, your role, and that kind of stuff?
Oh, great. My name is Laurence Superville. I'm a national director with a company called 5 Links. We're doing some amazing things here in the U.S. and expanding overseas as well. Later on this year, we expand into the Philippines. But our focus right now is really introducing the U.S. and Canada market into what we're doing and how it can really bring value and help people transform their lives throughout this great country.
So, can you give me a brief timeline of your professional background? Because I know you had started you were doing different things, but then eventually it led you to this where you felt like you want to be your own boss, basically.
Yes, most definitely. As you know, I migrated here to the U.S. back in the early 90s. Worked with several different companies in the past, companies like Royal Caribbean, LensCrafters. I did IT for a few years as well. One thing I realized working with all these different companies is that no employee is getting rich,
Sure.
so to speak. So in 2009, I decided to start my own business. And for a lot of people, starting their own business seemed to be very difficult. And we all know it can be challenging. And understanding our beautiful tax system here in the U.S. alone can be pretty complicated. But one thing I've learned through the years is that the hardest thing is starting. But once you get started, keeping that momentum and constantly growing and looking for ways to grow is very important. So.
Well, Laurence, as me and you know each other for quite some time,
Yes,
me and Laurence actually run into each other in a couple of business mixers that we were both involved. So I know I've been to a couple of meetings in regards to your business, which is called 5 Links, but I want you to describe your company, 5 Links, to our viewers.
Our company we're a telecommunication network marketing company. We focus mainly in the telecommunication arena. We just launched a health and wellness segment earlier this year, but our arena is really telecommunications. We offer everything from phone, TV, internet services for the consumer. We're partners with some of the top companies out there, like AT&T, Verizon, Comcast. We work with a lot of these companies to try to either to maintain or increase their market share. That way getting value to the consumer, and at the same time affording people like myself, independent distributors, to earn a living. So.
And just to break it down for our viewers, when we say 5 Links, you could be talking about PG&E, about phone, home security, right? A bunch of things.
Yes,
all 5 on the same bill.
That's right.
Who doesn't want to pay just one bill?
Well, not just only allow people to pay one bill, but later on in a few of the segments I'll have with you guys later on this month, I'll be kind of explaining more of that in detail. I'll break it down for the consumer and how it will really benefit the consumer, as well as how it really benefit individuals.
All right. So, do you have a mission statement, or what are you trying to achieve in this business?
Well, I think mainly is letting people know out there that in this tough economic time that there's hope. I think no matter what we're going through in our communities, in our homes, in our country, it's very important to know that there's resources out there, there's hope. For most of us, no matter how bad things get, as long as we know there's hope, we know there's going to be a brighter tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So I'm mainly here to share some information with your audience on how we can bring hope to ordinary people like you and I, people just trying to put food on the table, just trying to survive in this tough economic times. Show them not just only products and services that we offer, but a business system that almost anyone, any individual can get involved and become very successful.
Absolutely.
So even though you kind of touched upon it, how would you? Why would you think it's a good way? Why is it important for somebody to start? Why is it important for them to start their own business? Basically, that's the question I'm asking. And it's something that you kind of started, but I know that I guess being the flexibility, right? Being kind of like your own boss, you only answer to yourself, right?
Well, the flexibility and the freedom of being your own boss is only part of why you want to own your own business. As you all know, the government has created such a dynamic tax system that really benefits the business owner, not the employee. We all know the difference between a W-2 and a 1099 is, you have so much more benefits with a 1099 as far as how much money you can save annually, how much money you can make annually, depending if you're a 1099 or a W-2. So there's a lot of benefits to people that want to start their own business, not just only the flexibility and being able to be your own boss, but there's a whole lot of different benefits around that as well. A gentleman by the name of Sandy Butkins, you can look him up on YouTube. He's called Sandy Butkins. He used to be an ex-IRS attorney, and he said it best. He said you would have to be brain dead, not to own your own business. And just because of the tax system we have here in the U.S., it really caters more to the business owner.
Yeah, the U.S. economy, 75% of the U.S. economy is run by small business.
That's right.
So we are the backbone of this country, basically.
That's right.
So what is your company's target market? I mean,
that's a good question. A lot of businesses, when you ask what the target market is, it's hard to tell. But for us, our target market is pretty big. Anyone that uses a phone, whether it's a cell phone or a home phone, business phone, anyone that uses the internet, anyone that watches TV, anyone that turns on a light or cook on a gas stove. Our target market is almost anyone that pays a bill every month, because our company goal and role is to ensure that everyone that pays a bill can save on that bill. We do two things and two things only. We help individuals save money, and we help people make money.
Sure.
So
that's good.
And I have been to a couple of the meetings. They are pretty interesting, and hundreds of people come and they join the business, which is interesting. And like you said, when it comes to tax, it does. You just have to go to the meetings to know what we're talking about. And so at this point, do you have any competition out there?
I think that the marketplace we're in a global market today, so there's no real competition. I think the marketplace is big enough for everybody that's participating in the marketplace. All we can do is contribute and do our part, whether it's to help the economy on a whole or each individual's economy, because a lot of people are not really worried about the U.S. economy. The average person is worried about what's going on at home in their economy.
That's true. Yeah.
So our role is to really bring value to people's life and to the community. So we by showing the community and showing individuals the system we have within 5 links and how they can use this system to create revenue for themselves or for an organization, it's really remarkable what can be done. I work with a lot of non-profit organizations as well. We help non-profits with a program we have called Links to Fund. Links to Fund allows non-profits, if you're a 501c3 organization, we have a program for non-profits where they can actually use our organization to build revenue for their non-profits.
Oh, I see. That's good.
Something I'm going to talk to again later on in one of our later segments in the month in detail on this. But again, anyone listening out there that might be interested in raising funds for their non-profit, whether it's bake sales or cake sales and stuff like that, we have a program that will actually allow you to really generate what they call residual income or revenue for your organization. So really nice product.
Let's tell the viewers that Lawrence's information is on the screen, but I'll just want to kind of mention it. Lawrence's telephone number is 510-789-9068. He's going to be actually doing 3 more segments, and then in the future segments, when he comes on, he's going to actually go over certain products and services that they offer and more details. And then also his website is www.5links.net, Superville, or you can email him also at lsuperville@5links.net. Lawrence, one of the final questions I have for you. So how come you've been successful in this business, and what is your success? What is the recipe for your success?
I think the recipe for success in general is being persistent and being consistent. First, having a game plan, knowing what you want and going out and making it happen, taking it step by step every day, because every day is a new beginning.
Sure.
But the key thing is just being persistent and being consistent, and never giving up. Just never giving up. As you know, I'm an immigrant. And we immigrants, we come to America.
You were supposed to tell us a little bit about Trinidad and Tobago. What happened?
We're immigrants. We come here to the U.S. and because America is the only country with with the land of opportunity next to it, right? Everybody wants the American dream. You don't hear about China dream and Trinidad dream. You hear about the American dream, right? So anyway, quick on Trinidad and Tobago. Born and raised in Trinidad and Tobago. Really nice little country, a gem there in the Caribbean. Really nice place to grow up. People are very friendly, very culturally diverse place to grow up. Great place to raise kids. So.
And you go there at least once a year, right?
Once or twice a year, I visit. My mom is back there, so she's waiting for me to come in September. She's like, when are you gonna get here? So she always like me to come home and visit. But so again, it's a really nice place to be raised, and I plan on retiring back there in a not too distant future.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, sort of partial retirement.
That's good to know, Lawrence. So Lawrence, really appreciate you being on this segment of the show. And next week, so that way our viewers know. So next week you're going to be here, and what is going to be the subject matter?
Next week I'll be sharing with your audience on two key products that we have within our 5 Links organization. One is coffee. As we all know, coffee is the second most consumed beverage in the world.
They saw that little clip, yes.
Yeah, we do the coffee, and we just launched our weight loss. We have the protein shake and a couple other supplements. It's called we have something called the H5 challenge, the I5 challenge, and I'll introduce that to your audience next week. Some really remarkable stuff. As we all know, as Dr. R is always sharing out there with people MCT oil stuff to help people lose their weight and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, Olive is a big fan of Dr. Ross as well. I know. In my house, my sister and my mom, they watch Dr. Ross the whole time. They won't even miss one single segment. So whatever Dr. Ross says, they listen.
Dr. Ross is my man.
Very good information.
But the segment that we watched about the coffee, and I also shared to my fans on Facebook as well, that if you like coffee and if you want to lose weight, then look forward for next week's show. But you saw the segment. You could send Lawrence an email if you're interested about the coffee, or
the phone number is my direct line.
The phone number is direct line, and Lawrence is really good about getting back to you.
Yes, he's definitely good. So Lawrence, so we're gonna see you next week, and you're gonna focus on the weight loss program, which we know is $1 billion industry in this country, and a lot of people are always looking for ways, a healthy way of losing weight. So we're really looking forward to that segment. So thank you, Lawrence, and ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna actually take a quick break, and when we come back, we're actually gonna talk to our friend of the program.
Our friend of the program, Mr.
Abdullah Nevin. And he's going to actually, going forward, he's going to do some technology segments for the show. So we're really looking forward to this. So our topic of the conversation is going to be actually talking about the Afghan satellite that was launched a few days ago, and this is the first Afghan satellite being launched into the orbit. So that's a major, that's a very powerful statement. And a great thing for future of Afghanistan, hopefully. So anyways, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back and we'll talk to Mr. Nevin about this stuff. Thank you.
Jadoo TV just got better. Introducing Jadoo Tab. Endless entertainment to go.
5 Links has always been on the cutting edge when it comes to meeting customer demands and maximizing the opportunity for representatives. The products and services families, home, business, personal, and entertainment have led to the growth of 5 Links into a more than $100 million company. Its inclusion in the Inc. 5000 list 8 times. And it's being named one of the 100 largest direct sales companies in the world by Direct Selling News. The recent addition of its 5th family, Wellness, enables 5 Links to expand globally by entering into the $100 billion coffee market with its new product, Montevita. Coffee is the 2nd largest commodity in the world and the 2nd most consumed beverage after water. Not only does Montevita taste great, it also contains ingredients which promote healthy weight and higher energy levels. Montevita isn't just another cup of coffee. It's a brewed beverage infused with ingredients proven to have positive nutritious effects, like MCT oil, which has been integrated successfully into weight loss programs, and Raymond seeds that contain essential nutrients, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants. It's this powerful combination of standout products and indispensable services which makes 5 Links a truly exciting place to be. Join the thousands who have already taken hold of this extraordinary opportunity with a company that's on its way to $1 billion. And learn how you can live the better life and make your day amazing.
कैसा है ये जादू हो कैसा है ये जादू परदेस में है हम बसे आस धरती की हमें परदेस में है हम बसे आस धरती की हमें तेरे ही संग चले जादू.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, Business Advisors 101. And so we're actually in the 3rd segment of the show. We have in this segment a very special guest. Mr. Abdullah Nevin has been one of my good friends in the last few years, and we've actually consulted a lot of times talking about different things, different ideas. So I convinced him to come to the show, so I'm very glad that he's here today. So good evening, Mr. Nevin. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, and I'm really looking forward collaborating with you on different, especially in technology segment of this program.
I know. We know you love technology. So.
Well, before anything, I've seen Abdullah John here and there, as we all Afghans do here and there, but I really want to know more about his background, who he is. But I just found out that Abdullah John is Nazima John's brother. Nazima John had a cooking show on Noor TV. So welcome, Abdullah John. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Abdullah, and most of you guys probably know me, seen me in Fremont and Bay Area. Mm-hmm. Professionally, I was born in Afghanistan, and like most of us, and migrated back in, was it 1980? We left the country. Mostly my passion from childhood was mostly technology and technology driven. Anything as something, as you probably guys know, my dad, he was a famous doctor in Afghanistan, so I was never attracted to be a doctor. It was not for me. It was blood and everything, you know. But it was something for technology, especially, you know, those times there was no iPads or iPhone or anything like that. I was really drawn to so much innovation, mostly, you know, creating something, and mostly was really primitive, but I was kind of looking at it in the sense that, you know, something that, you know, one day I will do something. And technology means a lot to me, meaning like, you know, I worked, when I came here, I actually went to high school and back college and all that. I graduated from here and automatically started with a job like everybody else, and I've been in IT business for almost 17 plus years. and mostly my background is software engineering. I don't know a lot of our hardware, but software is my passion. I see this as a creation, mostly doing a lot of coding, and I'm now involved with my own company, and mostly creating integrated software, meaning working for a Fortune 500 companies, and if they require our team to be deployed on site, creating customized not web pages, anything like that, but enterprise software. There's a difference between that, because enterprise software is really complicated software like CRM, ERM, and all these things that gets integrated off-the-shelf products, and you put them together and make a business process out of that. So as a business, and as you know, today everything is automated, everything is done through computers, and it's a skill that's required to have, and it's something that you need to know. But what I do, I create a lot of these processes with business. We sit down with business, get a lot of requirements behind the scene, and we do a lot of these capturing software. We use software mostly as a tool than anything else. It's not because we have software and try to fit it to business. That's what we used to do this in the beginning, back in 1997, or boom of internet. But mostly now we look at what the problem is and try to solve this with a software.
Well, Abdullah John explained that very, very well, because I'm one of those people that I don't know the difference. Thank you. Now I know.
I hope I can help on that.
Yeah, and I think you covered most of my.
Plus he's very passionate about it, and he looks good on TV.
Yeah,
oh, really?
Yeah, look at him.
Yeah.
It's a natural talent,
We have expression in Farsi. We say kharbuza rang migera. Must be hanging around with you and all the John.
Well, I don't know about that.
And I call myself also kharbuza. So.
All right.
Good to know.
So, what sorts of changes have you seen in the terms of technology, just working in the industry or being in the industry?
Yeah, I mean, especially I went for mechanical engineering back in 1990. When I graduated in '94, I see a lot of boom of internet, and it was the right time and right place, in the middle of Silicon Valley. So automatically I jumped, with a software development. I barely graduated and I had a job offer in my hand. So actually I went there and started my job, and I remember my first child when I was born, and I had my interview during Christmas Day, and automatically I moved on with, software, and something that I looked at and said, wow, they're paying me for this. I love this job. Something in whatever you guys do, and you have to have a passion
just
for
like
life.
any job. You
Yeah.
have to love
If
what
don't
you do.
just get out. Life is short. It's not worth it. But something, I looked at it, I get paid, and it was a well pay, and automatically started, working for these companies. I mean, I did a lot of traveling back West Coast and East Coast, and as a consultant I worked for 8 years. You should see my mileage. You should see my, my mileage as far as, airplane, and I see a lot of, things as far as, sleeping in different state, being in a different time zone. It was fun for a while, and then I got tired of it. I said, that's it. I don't want to do this anymore.
I want to settle down somewhere.
Yeah.
So, Abdullah, it's like if we talk about, let's turn our focus into Afghanistan, and I think that's where this part of the technology segment we're going to focus in, and I know you've visited Afghanistan a few times in the last few years. So what sort of what do you see? What sort of changes do you see from the first time you visited Afghanistan until now? In terms of technology.
When I left Afghanistan, it was first time when I went to Afghanistan after 32 something years. And when I went back, and I kind of felt really obligated, and it's something that I left there. Then I was like, why I left the country? But because it was not by done by choice. It was done by force. So in life, and
basically
my dad,
all of us,
and everything, all of us. And so we share the same common common background. So when I went back then, I said, well, what can I do for these people? I want to contribute, and I have a great job, and I'm not going to, give my job. And I went there as a visitor, and I kind of felt like, so, okay, I can fix this, I can fix this. Automatically, I started, solution driving a lot of things in my head. And I said, well, okay, first thing, I want to start as far as you brought up technology-wise. Afghanistan, remember, back in 70s or back in 79 when we left, and today, it's changed. It's changed a lot. From that time, I always tell my wife that was the worst mistake, for me going back to Afghanistan, because now I'm really attached to it. I always want to go help people.
Sure.
And by helping, meaning not, tapping on people's, working as, for a company, but just, doing a lot of research and development out of my pocket to help people, to poor people. To answer your question, so I'm getting off, different subject. But to understand this is that, Afghanistan technology section boomed a lot.
Okay.
And this is something that I see in the future. It's growing a lot, by in a sense of like, especially in telecom business. Afghanistan, remember, I remember when I was a kid, there was only a couple of phones, here and there. Now, 85% of people have cell phone.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. If you look at that, people have a multiple cell phone. Unfortunately, that cell phone is growing a lot. And now the second natural thing is that internet. Internet is growing, especially, people, it started with a, internet cafe and all that. But now it's more like going in a sense of high-speed internet.
High-speed internet. So
Yeah.
the two questions kind of like go parallel to each other. What is first? The question is like, why is technology important for like a third world country like Afghanistan, right? And secondly, the launch of the first Afghan satellite. So if you can
Sure.
briefly talk.
The first one, the first question, why technology is important. Afghanistan, like you guys all know, we are a landlocked country.
Yeah.
And we don't have a medium of, transportation to connect Afghanistan with the rest of the world. So one way to connect Afghanistan is through communication.
Yeah.
Internet serves us. This is the best thing ever happened to Afghanistan, to just connect Afghanistan to the rest of the world. We have a lot of Facebook users coming from Afghanistan, and they know anything happens in here, we know this before, they know it, or vice versa, there's a lot of that communication. And now, the second thing is that, Afghanistan needs more reliable internet. I mean, it's growing. The infrastructure actually started with Afghan Wireless, and now it's a lot of, segments are growing with the different, markets, like, for instance, Roshan, Etisalat, etc., etc. So that is, I see this, technology-wise is growing fast. It's a fast-growing country. But we have the best 4G network. We have the best reliable, something they call over there. I mean, Afghanistan, remember, it's a really mountainous country.
Yeah.
And if you drive there, your calls don't drop.
Really?
Like over
Wow.
here. I mean, we always, a lot of my Indian friends, they say, well, you guys have the best. We do. We do have the best, satellite. Well, we'll get to that point, but this best, as far as communication medium, we do have that.
I was going to say, was that because of satellite, that satellite just got launched?
Yeah, so one thing that was kind of caught my eyes, and I was like, always look at this. Back in 2008, there's a company called Ulisat. It's a French, or I believe it's an Italian company. It's a bunch of European countries. They launched a satellite. And with that satellite, Afghanistan was never in a picture with, connecting that satellite. And so recently, back in May 11th, Aghay Sangin is being the Minister of Telecommunication.
It's
okay. The Minister of
I have worked.
Telecom, he actually signed an agreement with Ulisat to first, launch the Afghan satellite. It's called Afghan Sat 1. I hope it helps the coffee. It's okay. So Afghan Sat 1, and basically, came in existence by agreement with, different countries, came in operational. So right now, the satellite is operation, and it's in business. I guess we lost Olive.
Yeah, Olive. I think
really bad news.
it's because
it's good news.
It's good news. Maybe she just. So actually, the problem is maybe we just bored her with technology. I'm just kidding. No, so anyways, so let's so this satellite that was launched, right? So you think it's going to have a major impact in terms of broadcasting and also which we're talking about media like TV and radio, but also the capacity for the internet. So so what do you think? I mean, how much of a major impact is it going to have on Afghan satellite? I mean, not Afghan
the market. Yeah, so tremendously is going to improve the quality. It's IP driven. Basically, it's internet driven. So quality of you guys are watch TV,
yeah.
and that's one thing. The quality of getting TV everywhere in Afghanistan, that's gonna number one. Because remember, we don't have cables in Afghanistan. We need cables. There's no way connect Afghanistan with cable. Like we have a cable here, like Comcast in US or different cable vendors. But one thing is gonna help us to just you point your dish to the satellite to Sat1, Afghan Sat1. And basically you get the latest news from different TV stations. And the other thing is also as far as gonna work as a backup for what? Data.
Data. Yes,
it's
data.
all about data.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's all about data. So it's gonna work for data, and as far as that, it's gonna be helping us to back up, a lot of information and internet using this for future communication. Basically connecting to Afghanistan with the rest of the world.
Oh, that's good to know. So what do you see in terms of technology? What is the future for Afghanistan in terms of technology? Do you see certain other things that are happening, that you have noticed? Or actually they're talking about it, or maybe certain future projects that might be happening right now?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to open a lot of job opportunities for local Afghans, and also, I mean, revenue-wise, this particular, launching satellite, they bring $15 million annually to Afghan, economy.
Okay.
And also, obviously, for every business, you need to spend money to make money. So their IT cost is around $4 million annually. But as far as, that's their operational cost. But $15,000, that's how much it's going to bring. This is according to Oghai Sangin, saying that this is how much it's going to bring, revenue to the Afghan market.
So, but the hope is that that in the future, in say years from now on, I assume it's going to probably have even more of a major impact in terms of how much revenue it can generate.
Absolutely, it opens a lot of doors for a lot of and I encourage a lot of Afghans, young Afghans with a lot of good IT skills. To tap into this market. I mean, this is something, if you have the skill set and you have something that you can help and contribute, definitely you can help a lot of these sectors to grow more. And not doing that, also doing a lot of good for the Afghan people.
And so what sort of topics are we going to see in the future when it regards to technology segment that you might be working for the show?
Well, I shall keep it secret, right? It's not going to be a lot of things associated with Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Basically, a lot of information, because remember, to educate our Afghans is the most important things to do is educate them through, tools like, different Facebook, social media, or, technology, which all uses internet. And this is the best thing ever happened to Afghanistan. Internet innovation is the big deal. Cell phone communication, this is how we can talk, and this is we can voice it out to help our our Afghan fellows.
That's good to know. So do you have anything else that you want to talk about, and besides maybe perhaps your closing remarks?
Well, I don't honestly. I didn't prepare myself really well, but you're a
technology guy. It's okay.
Yeah, so I tried best. I don't have any closing remarks, but one thing is that thanks for having me on the show. Looking forward, to help you guys with future content, mostly associated with technology. I'm not a politician or or anything in that sense, but anything with technology that can help us with Afghanistan, call me.
That's good to know, Abdullah Jan. So thank you so much for being on the show. So we look forward to you to future segments that you can do on behalf of the show in regards to technology. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and I think Olive is going to be back.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. So thank you so much. We'll be right back.
All right. Thank you.
Fletcher Jones Motor Cars, authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer of Fremont. Fletcher Jones Motor Cars of Fremont is proud to serve Fremont with quality Mercedes-Benz vehicles. With many models, we have something for every taste and need. For 2 years in a row, rated as the #1 Mercedes-Benz dealer. Contact Rahman Wahab at 510-279-7014.
Jadoo TV just got better. Introducing Jadoo Tab. Endless entertainment to go.
5 Links has always been on the cutting edge when it comes to meeting customer demands and maximizing the opportunity for representatives. The products and services families, home, business, personal, and entertainment have led to the growth of 5 Links into a more than $100 million company. Its inclusion in the Inc. 5000 list 8 times. And it's being named one of the 100 largest direct sales companies in the world by Direct Selling News. The recent addition of its 5th family, Wellness, enables 5 Links to expand globally by entering into the $100 billion coffee market with its new product, Montevita. Coffee is the 2nd largest commodity in the world and the 2nd most consumed beverage after water. Not only does Montevita taste great, it also contains ingredients which promote healthy weight and higher energy levels. Montevita isn't just another cup of coffee. It's a brewed beverage infused with ingredients proven to have positive nutritious effects, like MCT oil, which has been integrated successfully into weight loss programs, and Raymond seeds that contain essential nutrients, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants. It's this powerful combination of standout products and indispensable services which makes 5 Links a truly exciting place to be. Join the thousands who have already taken hold of this extraordinary opportunity with a company that's on its way to $1 billion. And learn how you can live the better life and make your day amazing.
कैसा है ये जादू हो कैसा है ये जादू परदेस में है हम बसे आस धरती की हमें परदेस में है हम बसे आस धरती की हमें तेरे ही संग चले जादू.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, Business Advisors 101. We're actually in the last segment of the show, and we are lucky to have Olive back. She just left briefly for some technical difficulties.
And I'm very excited to say, for the few minutes that I was away, I got 6 phone calls, texts, if I'm okay.
Oh,
that
really?
Means I have some followers.
Well, yes, from Twitter and Facebook, they would say, what happened?
What happened?
So.
Anyways, I have some updates that I wanted to talk about. One was about Little Kabul that was held by Aisha Wahab and with the help of Rona John Popal, that I witnessed it myself. I went last Saturday. It was beautiful, and there were some people that were interviewed on the program that she had, and those are the people that I actually had history with them. growing up, those are the people that were around me. So it was very interesting. I just wanted to say thank you to Aisha Wahab, and I know she did a really hard work with all her team. And also, we wanted to discuss a little bit about our website.
Sure.
Our website, if you check it out, it's pretty interesting. I mean, the Webmasters LLC, they really did a good job.
Yes.
And I actually like it. I don't want to brag about it, but I want to brag about it. It's nice. So go check it out. We have a section about, if you have a business you want to promote, or if you want to be part of our team. There's a bunch of information about our program, basically. So go check it out. And what's our website, Amalja?
Sure, it's ba101tv.com. So
don't forget the 3 W's.
Oh, the 3 W's. Yeah, because I hate to say it, because usually I'll butcher it, but it's www.ba101tv.com. And they also see our information on the screen, our phone number, our general voicemail number if they want to call us, 510-470-1407, and then our Olive's email, my email address. And you can also follow both of us on Twitter, Olive,
Facebook, Twitter, you name it, we're out there.
We're over there.
But before you move on, Darmal,
Sure.
one more thing that I'm actually part of their business as well. It's a law firm. It's a law firm. Most of you probably seen their commercials or heard about them. It's called Legal Shield. Basically, you pay $17 a month, and you always have a lawyer on your side for any little reason that you think you might need a right advice, a legal advice. You just give them a call, and your lawyer's on the other side. So it's called Legal Shield. If you want more information about it, you could send us an email, and we'll get their information to you. And that's about it.
That's about it. Well, good to know. So your updates are done?
My updates are done.
Okay. Well, I basically today, this week, I think the whole world is waiting for the FIFA World Cup to start this coming Thursday, and I think a lot of people are very excited. And actually, it's one of the tremendous things that we've seen in the U.S. is because when I came to the United States in 1983, I used to play soccer in high school, and then I played some in college. But I remember that the interest in the World Cup wasn't there, and I remember they used to show it on tape delay or even with commercials. But now when you look at, like for instance, what ESPN is doing with the coverage of their World Cup, and in terms of how much resources that they're putting, I think there's so much interest now for this upcoming World Cup that starts this coming Thursday. And did you know that actually, beside Brazil, because Brazil got about 1 million of the tickets, because they're the host country, but the U.S. Actually was the #1 country outside Brazil in terms of how many tickets were purchased. So actually about 125,000 tickets were purchased by U.S. soccer fans. So most people think that, but this is a huge country with so many different immigrants.
Well, because most of us probably think that with the U.S. is only football, American football.
Yeah. So that just shows you that where the interest is. So I think I know a lot of our viewers are excited about the World Cup. I know the rest of the world is. So I think for the next month, as they say, a lot of the men especially, and many families are going to be pretty much consumed with the World Cup. Not to say the ladies as well, but
I might like it.
No, it's true. But but as I said, it just shows that the demographic appeal of the game, and it has tremendous appeal to it, and you can see that. So it's going to be a great event, and so I'm looking forward to it as well. It starts this Thursday, and it's going to go on until July 12th, and I think it's going to be
you're talking about soccer. I know we don't have very long time, but over the weekend I run into one of our young ladies, which I'm not going to mention her name because we're hoping she could come to our show. She's 19 years old. She actually one of the first Afghan women that got a scholarship for soccer to Europe. And she just actually graduated from high school and got accepted to few universities in the United States. She's been on her own for at least 4 years. And so I just want to come and hear her story. And she's the leading of the women soccer players.
Well, yeah.
I forgot about her.
Actually, I've seen pictures in social media, especially of about the Afghan men's soccer team. I mean, they've done very well in terms of their achievements, but also they have the women's team.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is all good. I mean, sports it's a very necessary tool for a society. And in football, like soccer, is like the world's game. So it's a religion in many parts of the world, and people just love the game. So and I know that sometimes soccer can bring people together. So when the Afghanistan a few months ago or something, they won a championship, I think it brought the whole country together. So so a game like soccer can have,
because it has its own language.
Yeah, it's that's what it is. So so anyways, we're basically wrapping up tonight's show. We thank our guest Abdullah Nevin and Mr. Laurence Superville, and next week we're gonna have hopefully